hmm Welcome to Barf City, episode 50, the big one.
Five
I'm
zero.
Eric.
I'm Albert.
Albert. What Albert? There's multiple Alberts in history.
Who says I'm historical?
I don't know. Historically a bitch. I'm just kidding.
Wow.
Or am I? Uh,
So have you done anything exciting this weekend?
so far I have just enjoyed some time with the wife and been playing Baldur's Gate 3.
Yeah.
That's been my video game obsession
Your
lately.
go-to game right now. Yeah.
Dude, it is so much fun. The only problem I've had, right?
Yeah.
Because the companion story is great. The fact that the main storyline is actually affected by
Yeah.
what you do in side quests. So you can make a character and just straight up beat it within like I don't know 10 to 15 hours,
hmm
if that. Depends on how good you are with your characters and how smart you play things, whatever. Because when you're in actual combat, it is strategy combat turn based.
Yeah.
So it depends on how smart you are. It depends on but you can pretty much just say fuck everything else and just go straight main mission. But if you do the side quest, it alters stuff in the main mission. If you do the more of a hero route, the more people you help out, the more people that will show up at the very final battle on your side as allies. You can. I just got done with so I done a chaotic-ish neutral character first. Didn't mean for him to go that way. It's just things happen. I'm like, you know what? Fuck this shit. Fuck the gods. Um, because I meant to play him as pure evil,
Oh,
and he
really?
was a dark urge, which is the so you have a you get so you can make your own custom character, and you're just a normal Bulgarian. You're from Baldur's Gate. Uh, or you can go to Origins, and you can play. You can start the game playing as one of the companions you can get in the game, and play
Oh,
their origins.
yeah.
Play as them through the game as they're the main character.
Oh, excuse me.
Or there's a special origins is called the Dark Urge, and you have no memories of your past before the ship that you wake up on in the beginning, but your blood screams at you to murder. And it turns out it's because you're a Ball spawn, which Ball is the dark god of murder.
hmm
And I was planning on using that because, well, murderous thought. I didn't know he was, a Ball spawn when I first started it. But like, oh, he's a dark, murderous guy. It actually tells you that your blood is kind of cursed. It's dark. It wants to murder. But like, yeah, I'll just do a murder run. Yay, murder everything. And then as I come through and I start finding out some story, and then when I played, and I was like, and I started being more neutral because there's choices. I'm like, you know what? I don't really don't like that choice. I'm just going to do this one over here now. So I went from the pure villain character to the neutral character. And then I found out that I'm a Ball spawn, and that one of the main three villains, the female of the main three villains you face, she is your bloodkin. She is also a child of Ball. And she's the one that scrambled your brains.
Hmm.
And it's because only one Ball spawn can be worthy of being Ball's avatar, his chosen one.
Yeah.
So you can accept the Ball and kill her and be the chosen one. Or as I end up doing, because the whole Ball people just started pissing me off, I slaughtered them all and told Ball to go fuck himself. And he proceeded to kill me, and then I got resurrected without the Ball's blood in my veins, and so I'm no longer a murderous asshole. and became the hero. Uh, so it's very interesting how some of the stuff ties in. They made sure things tie in very promptly
Mm-hmm.
because like there's side quests that you will do that don't actually do anything with the world for the most part,
Yeah.
but they know about what's going on with you. Like there's a hag you can team up with or kill her,
Yeah.
and you can. She knows about the lithid parasite in your head, and she says she can help you, but you can either kill her and save this chick or work with her or whatever. I haven't worked with her, so I don't know how that plays out. I'll have to do it. I'll do that on a chaotic run, chaotic evil run. Um, but she's a point where like you get her hair and you consume her hair, and it actually gives you a permanent buff to all your stats. So doing side missions are not only somewhat tied to the world or fully tied to the world,
Yeah.
they also typically give you the best loot. And your decisions can affect this entire game. My evil character that I just got done doing and beat the game with, because I've beaten the game twice now as a neutral character and a neutral evil character.
Yeah.
And I say neutral evil because I would do some little small good things just if it benefits me. But if it didn't benefit me, I didn't care about it. That's how I play the character. So for someone like you who likes to role play characters and create a whole idea in your head, it's perfect for you.
It's perfect for me, huh? Yeah, you describing the story reminds me a little bit of like games like Ultima 7, which I know that like I believe it's the same studio that made Baldur's Gate 3. Also made like Divine Divinity.
Yeah.
Which I know those games take a lot of influence from like the Ultima series. So it doesn't surprise me when you're describing it. That kind of reminds me of Ultima a little bit.
Well, the thing is, like, it's a good combination to if you're going to take inspiration from any game to make a D&D style game, because Baldur Gate is D&D.
Yeah,
it's Dungeons and Dragons as a video game. It is the best way to do it. You literally give the player basically the reins to the story.
Yeah,
you set up the main arc, and how the character gets there is all on the character, all on the player.
Yeah.
Which is how D&D is supposed to work. You make a storyline. You got to get the players from point A to point B, but how you're going to get them to point A, point B, you might go backwards into Z and back up to B that way. You might zigzag around B, go to C, and then all of a sudden be at fucking F, and then right back, But all roads lead to B.
Yeah.
And that's how D&D is supposed to be played. And the way you make that route is how the outcome of B works out. Like with my dark character, spoiler for anybody on the game, if you haven't played it and you're interested in it. So the Guardian, which everyone will know about the Guardian pretty quickly because you actually customize the Guardian. Will turn out to be will end up giving you a lithid worm that can turn you to a half mind flare. Because the worms, when they gestate, they turn the host into a mind flare. That's how mind flares breed. Well, you can eventually become a full mind flare and still control yourself. And go into the final battle as a mind flare to defeat what is called the Nether Brain. which is a elder brain, which is the head of. If anybody knows in D&D, they all know what an elder brain is. It's basically the hive mind, the queen bee of the Illithid colony. She controls the brains and the mind flayers. And you can eventually control her. So I've done that option, and I controlled her. Well, you have the option to force her to destroy all the illithids and the slut and the worms in everyone's head. So everyone who has a worm that hasn't get transformed will live, including you. Or you can dominate her and take control. And originally at first, you think you're just facing a cultist called the Absolute. Well, it turns out the three leaders of the Absolute actually were controlling an elder brain with another realm, another something crown, and the 3 gems off of it they were holding. They used to control her. Well, you have to kill all 3 of them, get their gems, and then you face. Because she evolves into the nether brain, now you have to face another brain. Well, I turned into the full Lithid, and I had killed all my companions you could possibly have. I just slaughtered them all. I betrayed the Guardian and dominated the brain, and it ends with me sitting on a throne on top of the brain, finishing off the dragons that are attacking from the Githyanki, which is a race of beings that were gifted dragons to ride into battle against, and they specifically target mind flayers.
Yeah.
And their fleets. They target the Illithids. Well, you kill the dragons and you land after you take full control, and you surround the survivors of Baldur's Gate with your mind flayers, and you just float down off the nether brain, and you have options to activate the grand design, which is the way the nether brain wants things to go, or you can resist her, and then you get options of what you want to do. And I chose the first option, which was, this is only the first world I will conquer. Then you get a scene of all the survivors now being controlled, grabbing spears and battle axes and just sitting there stomping them on the ground, like hitting them on the ground to like that march sound. And then it transitions and they start wearing the armor of the Absolutes cult that they had a specific armor for their army. And they start marching forwards, and you just start floating. You're floating behind them, marching them into the next battle to show more.
Oh man, excuse me. Did we freeze?
One second, Bethany's called.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, if you ever get for some, a new gen console and you want to play a good role play game and don't want to just re-download all the Skyrims, the Elder Scrolls stuff and play them, Baldur's Gate 3, it's very awesome.
Yeah.
And for you people that don't like having a difficult game, there are mods, there are cheat mods, and they are put on the Xbox. It's just in the mod section. You can have a lot easier time.
Yeah.
I'm currently now making a bard character that's a gnome, and I have only using female companions making a harem.
Oh, okay.
Because I found a mod. As originally, and this mod, there's a few mods I would suggest to go ahead and download even at beginning gameplay. And one of them, the main one is Gold weighs nothing.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Because you need gold for things, and also, there's actually a really cool system since we go. When you when you talk to a merchant or on there,
Yeah.
because they have a little icon, it's just random people over the map. If you don't have the gold for something, but you have a bunch of gear,
Mm-hmm.
and instead of just straight up selling it to them and then buying the gear, you can actually go to the barter set. You actually can click the button and go into a barter section and put the stuff in your category and pick what you want out of there. And if it's equal or yours is greater,
Mm-hmm.
you can barter with them and trade items for items.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, certain ones allow you to do that.
And that's a mod that does that?
No, that's
Or that's
actually
in the
in game.
Yeah.
That's just natural mechanics.
Yeah.
But the reason I said do the gold, because the gold will pile up in your inventory.
Oh, yeah.
Without
it
any
always does.
mods, by time I get done my first playthrough, I had almost 20,000 gold. Just because I looted and looted and looted every fucking chest, every dead person I could.
They don't have like a holding place you can store your gold and get it off your
You
person?
can, but I don't know if you can still use it. When you go to your camp, because you go to your camp, because periodically you do have to rest. You do have to go to your camp, do a full rest. You can do 2 partial rests,
Mm-hmm.
and then you can do 1 full rest, but you have to have food. You have to have food and water, camping supply stuff, and to do a full rest.
Yeah.
And also in your camp, that's where you can, do some talks with your companions, do relationship stuff, blah, blah, blah. There's also a mirror that you can change your character's hair and stuff, change certain things about you. And there's a chest there you can put things in.
Yeah.
But with the amount of loot you get, it's just selling the loot as well as just looting everything, you'll rack up a ton of gold in that game.
Right. Yeah, I kind of like that feature. So that way, if I was in an area where I might think, oh, I don't need this item, but I might think secondly in that case, because I'll be like, well, I could always maybe trade it later on. I might hang on to it if I have the space for it. So.
Oh, and the space is all about your weight. You have like so much, like a couple thousand spaces.
Mm-hmm.
But you can you won't hit the limit of that. Trust me. I've looted the entire fucking world and hadn't hit that limit.
Oh, wow.
I had at one point I had like 600 something things in my inventory.
Yeah.
But my character was maxed out in strength, so I was able to hold all of it, and most of it was light stuff. And there is dyes, so you can dye your armor. All your armor can be dyed.
Oh, wow.
So if you find armor pieces that you really like, but they're mismatched, just go find somebody to buy some dye off of and dye it the colors you want. So it'll be looking like a matching set.
Yeah, that is a problem with some RPGs, like where you'll sometimes pick up some armor that has good stats, but you look at it and you're like, my character looks kind of stupid with or like you said, it mismatches with something else. And
because I'll find this chest piece. Yeah. It's so great. All these gloves, they do this awesome fucking cool thing. But they look ugly together just because their colors don't match. Yeah. Like it's a leather glove. It should work even if you're wearing, plate armor. It should still look good.
Yeah.
But because the plate armor might be, I don't know, red and the gloves might be green or something.
Yeah. Something that
you're like
looks like they're trying to dress up for Christmas or something.
Yeah. And you're like, when you get to Baldur's Gate, there's actually a circus. There's a mummy you can talk to. If you have the ability to read people's minds, you can read her mind and figure out what she's trying to do. She's selling you stuff. Every day she actually switches out dyes. But there's also a mod. If you don't want to hunt for dyes, people, there is a mod that gives you all the dyes.
Right, just gives you access to it, yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Plus there is mods to get other color, more new dyes. So there's mods that don't break your game, just enhance it. And there is nudity. Lots of it. And when you're designing, literally when you pop up the game for the first time and ask if you're okay with sex, lewd scenes, and violent scenes.
Yeah.
And you turn that on, and in the middle of your creating your character, you can actually sit there and have your character butt ass naked, and if you're a male, you can watch your dong flap. Well, technically male or female, because you can put a vagina on a man and a dick on a woman.
Oh, you can?
Mm-hmm. You can fully, and I love it because it's one of those games. It's like it's there,
Yeah.
and they show you the options. You just go through the stuff, and you find that you have the option. But it's not one of those things where they're like, "Oh yeah, 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 yeah." It's not like the main thing about it. They're not pushing it. But for people that are transgender or non-binary, they can actually full on create their character the way they want it. You can romance guys, girls. It don't matter. You can romance. Oh, it's just I love it.
Yeah.
And it's not pushed on you. Like there's a character I'm curious on. The head of the circus is a I don't know if they're androgynous or trans woman, but they have the more male voice and male feature way the characters are designed in there. But they're very dressed up like a woman and acting very feminine, and so I don't know if they're just androgynous or trans woman, but they're cool character. So honestly, Baldur's Gate 3 is a game for anybody that likes, RPGs. And no matter what you feel like in real life, there's something in there for you.
Yeah.
But my only complaint, as I was going to say, is that once you beat the game, once you go through, do whatever you're going to do, and then defeat the final boss, your character story is over.
Oh, it doesn't.
You can't go on. You can't continue on and then go back through things.
Yeah, I see. Yeah.
It is straight up a D&D campaign. Once it's over, it's
over. One of those things like you want to do everything you want to do before you go do the final thing. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, you're going to want to do everything you're going to want to do, or just, like me, just make a bunch of characters. And what I'm doing is each time I complete a character, because there's another cool feature they have, right? You know how in most games you either have to delete all the saves and then make sure to resave a new save?
Yeah.
Or delete them one at a time? There's a button on here if you hold the, I think it's X or whatever. I don't remember if you hold it or press it for it, but one of them just deletes all but the most recent save. You just hit the X and deletes all but the most recent save. And then the other one is you just hold it to completely, it's press it to delete all but the very last save. So you just save it, hit it. So you only have one save file under that character. And when you look at when you load up load save, it'll actually have each character's name. And underneath them is their save file for that specific character.
Oh, okay.
And then if you want to get rid of that character that if you're not, if you're done and you just want to delete them, you just press and hold and it deletes it all.
Yeah, that's interesting.
What I'm doing is I'm deleting all but the last save.
Yeah.
I'm just hitting X, deleting all but the last save, and keeping my characters on their final save to their, as I go through the gameplay. That way I can go back and actually replay and show people what each character's life ended like. Because that way, it's definitive end. This is how that character's life ended.
Oh, I got you. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like this is sort of their whole story here. Yeah. This is how it ended. Yeah.
Yep. Because like my first character, he's at his campsite at a party with the few friends he had. I mean, he was a murderer at first. I mean, he was a kind of a neutral, chaotic guy. My second one, the evil character, like I said, I can show, he's marching an army across all of Faerûn and then on to the next realms to conquer it. Like the good missions, if you kill the the Nether Brain. You're in the back at camp
Yeah.
for a reunion party after so many months later, and get to catch up with some of your allies. And it actually has stories of what they were doing after the fight. Y'all catch up, and when you're done catching up, you just end the game. And then on the back side, you just showing what you're doing with your now control over the Nether Brain.
Jeez.
Yeah, that's what I've been doing all weekend. Oh, that's actually what I've been doing the past 2 weeks, I think.
Yeah, I was about to say, I feel like every time I talk to you, you're always like, "Oh yeah, playing Baldur's Gate 3." I'm like, oh,
Oh, dude.
I guess that's your go-to game right now.
Well, like I've made multiple characters at first, and I just didn't like how I was doing things. I
Yeah.
just couldn't figure out what I wanted to do.
Most new RPGs, especially if I've never played it before, I usually spend the first time like several hours of gameplay just trying out characters and seeing what works for me. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, like, and now I'm like, okay, I'm going to do this character, this, and this, and this. I got the path I want to do.
Yeah.
And I don't think I'll ever get tired of this game until I at least play every race and every class in every single way.
I was about to say, if it's that adaptable, that's definitely one of those games you can put like hundreds of, maybe even thousands of hours of gameplay in
Yeah.
and still just have fun with it. So that's the way
I'm gonna
Daggerfall is for me. I still haven't gotten tired of that game. So I've been playing it for
Yeah.
like 4 or 5 years now. So
Like, if any of my Xbox friends are listening to this, they're probably gonna be like, sorry, I haven't been in the parties. I've been enjoying the game and doing my own thing for a while.
yeah.
Like, I haven't been in a Xbox party with my friends. I've just been playing Baldur Gate, talking with the wife. She's been helping me make decisions and goofy banter. And it's also, here's another kicker, right? It's up to 4-person player multiplayer.
Oh, really?
Because you can only have 4 people in your party. Now, you can have couch co-op as well.
Mm-hmm.
You can have online multiplayer. And it's up to 4 people. So you and 3 other friends can just go through the whole story together. And you can even set it to where they can't see your cutscenes, so they don't know what you're doing.
Yeah.
You can set it up to where they can peer into your cutscenes and watch whatever you're doing. So if you're doing something little, well, it turns out, you're sitting there playing, you're saying, I'm just talking to, one of the companions, Will. And they go to look over and, well, you're doing a little bit more than talking, Will. You're having the fun. You might not want to let them see your, dark desires.
Yeah.
Because that game allows you to do some dark desires. I literally looked at the daughter of Ball, the other Ball spawn, and was like, I don't give a fuck, kill that kid. And she starts stabbing the fuck out of the kid that is laying asleep on the altar.
Jeez.
Yeah. She just start. You see her hold the knife, and you just see her stabbing, and blood just gushing up. Yeah, you let her stab a fucking little kid. I told her I don't give a fuck about that kid. Fuck that kid. So she sacrificed him to Ball. But yeah, the game can be fucked. But yeah, that's been my adventures for a while. So, how's your weekend been so far?
Not bad. I haven't really done too much yet. Really. I woke up this morning. I slept in a little bit, but then more than I intended. And then I watched the movie Wonka for the first time. I'd never seen it.
Oh, how'd you feel about that?
I liked it. I thought it was pretty good.
I did too.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be a direct into the original.
Yeah, it's a prequel. From my understanding, it's a prequel to the 1970s version of
Yes,
Willy Wonka.
it's Willy Wonka. It's the prequel to Willy Wonka, not Charlie. Because in
Okay.
Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, Willy Wonka's dad, he's got his dad.
Yeah.
But in the Willy Wonka movie, it talks about his
Yeah.
mom,
He's got his mom.
whereas
Yeah.
Willy Wonka doesn't talk about his family in general.
Yeah.
At least I can't remember. I'd have to
Yeah.
rewatch it.
In the original, yeah, he never mentions his family at all. So,
So if it's to be a prequel, it has to be of Willy Wonka in the Chocolate Factory, not Charlie in the Chocolate Factory.
right.
But yeah, I liked it too. I liked the musical numbers and
Yeah, it was pretty good. It was pretty funny. So,
that actor does good. He's a very good actor, the one who plays Wonka,
yeah,
Timothy Chalamet,
Timothy. Yeah. Yeah, he definitely looks like a younger version of now his name escapes me.
Gene Wilder.
Gene Wilder, yeah. He definitely looks like a younger version of him. Yeah,
Yeah,
and he pulled off the role of Wonka pretty well. He was very cartoony and bounced around a lot. He did a good job. So
yeah, he did very well. Yeah, I just love that movie. I think
yeah.
I've watched it twice now, three times maybe.
Yeah, I remember when it first came out in theater a couple years ago, and I was just like, I don't know if I'd ever watch that. But and then when I saw some clips of it on YouTube about a year ago, I was like, actually, this movie looks kind of interesting. I might have to watch it sometime. And I finally just now got around to watching it. So today,
Damn.
so yeah, I get a little behind sometimes with movie logs and game logs and TV show
How,
logs.
how'd you feel about the basically the chocolate mafia?
I thought that was a pretty creative
It
concept. Like they were
was
controlling the town with chocolate. So that's pretty funny.
the fucking
Because
chief of
like yeah, they were
police.
paying off the chief, and I thought that when they were doing the musical number, I thought they were going to be paying him off with money. But then all of a sudden they started offering him this chocolate. I'm like, they're paying him off with chocolate? That is hilarious.
Yeah, and the introduction to the Oompa Loompas.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that was pretty funny. Yeah, I kept wondering when they were going to come into the movie. I was like, are they going to show any Oompa Loompas in this movie? And then Wonka starts like mentioning it's like the little orange man with green hair that snatches his chocolate. I'm
Hmm.
like, oh, okay. I guess he's still in hiding right now. Yeah.
I love it. It's a great wholesome movie. I think my favorite scene is the two people that own the laundry place, so whatever that he stays at the beginning.
Hmm.
The the moment when the dude comes out in the fucking outfit pretending to be royalty
Yeah.
because they tricked him and like, God, I was like, no, no,
Oh man.
scrub, scrub. Is it had to be either that scene or the musical number as they're running from the cops, trying to sell the chocolate all over town.
Oh yeah, that was a good scene where they're yeah, trying to he's like selling it on the streets, but he's doing it all like magician
Illegally.
style. Yeah.
He's a and it works out because like it really shows the creative and because Willy Wonka is very much a magician.
Yeah, I never thought about it that way before until this movie. I was like, yeah, he really is like a magician. I never really thought about him that way before. So I always just thought of him as a weird chocolatier, you know. But I was like,
Yeah,
yeah, he has a very
but if you really
magician-like
think about it,
thing.
like
Yeah.
Gene Wilder's when he was playing Willy Wonka, like when Willy Wonka would pop, the weird ways he'd just pop up
Yeah.
because you'd be focused on the character, and all of a sudden his face popping like, oh, but that,
Yeah, and how
and
he's able to get his different chocolates and candies to do weird stuff in the
yeah,
original movie. And it's just like you always wonder why would he do it like that? I mean, I guess he's just weird, but this movie kind of gives a bit more backstory and
but the
kind of
fact that he's actually
explains them.
somehow
Yeah.
able to like capture rainbows and sunlight to make chocolates out of them is like
Yeah.
Dude, I want the chocolate. Okay, so the chocolate I want for that movie is the all in one nighter or whatever. The one he
Uh,
gives to the security guard so they can get him to get meet with
oh
the
yeah,
giraffe.
that's right.
I want that chocolate. I want to try that one. That's the one of the Willy Wonka chocolates I want to try on there. I get to experience being drunk without actually all the side effects of alcohol. Just eat some delicious chocolates. Chocolate. What was your favorite scene in that entire movie?
The one that sticks out to me the most is probably the one, yeah, where he's selling it on the chocolate on the street.
Hmm.
So, and they keep running away from the cops. So that one jumps out to me the most. But there's a lot of really good scenes. So
The one to me that like it's a top five for sure. It's not my favorite, but cinematically and the way they performed it was beautifully. Is when they go to leave after milking the when they start singing as he's done milking the giraffe. They float across the sea in the balloons and shit,
oh yeah, yeah.
and they're dancing on top of the building.
Yep.
Yeah, that was a beautifully choreographed and filmed scene.
Yeah. Yeah, the cinematography in that movie is really good too. Like every scene and stuff, especially the nighttime scenes, they look really good.
Yeah, they did a really good job of making it feel like they were in a very like old time city compared to what
Yeah,
we
it feels like a secluded city or town, just like that you that doesn't really exist in anywhere else in the world.
yeah.
It feels very like its own thing, and yeah, they did a good job making it feel that way.
And can I also tell you said like the architectural like thought process when they made the chocolate the mall or whatever with all the chocolate shops are.
Yeah.
That building was beautiful.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Definitely.
I still can't get over the fact that how the heck like and thing is apparently he's not the only one that knows about these old tricks because the other chocolate the three chocolate guys, the main villains, uh messed up his stuff by getting them to put Yeti sweat in his chocolate.
Yeah. They yeah, they essentially poisoned the tampered with the chocolate. So
But it was called Yeti sweat.
yeah.
Like like I was like, so does this world just have magical creatures somewhere? Like
Yeah.
because of course the Oompa
It has a
Loompas.
very strong fantasy feel to it. Yeah. So
It almost feels like if we're following a chocolatier through Narnia.
yeah, a little bit. I yeah, that or maybe like if you took uh Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory and kind of made it Dr. Seussy. That's kind sometimes it feels a
Yeah,
bit like that sometimes. So some scenes. So
it really does, but I love it. I would I would love to be able to make chocolate like that.
be a chocolatier. Yeah, I know it reminds me of the game coming up. The same guy that made Stardew Valley is working on a game, The Haunted Chocolatier. And seeing clips
Oh,
of that game, it's like I was just like, I feel like he just like watched Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, and then he decided, hey, this would make a great game, and then he just made a game out of it. So, but it's not out. He's still working on it. So,
I'll
and
have to look into that.
yeah,
What
it
is it called
looks really
again?
fun. Haunted Chocolatier. Apparently,
Haunted chocolatier.
yeah. From my understanding, you'll meet ghosts, and you have the ghosts run the machines that make the chocolate, and you'll do chocolate recipes and
Oh,
stuff.
so instead of like Willy Wonka with Oompa Loompas,
So,
you have
yeah.
ghosts that make your chocolate.
And there's an actual town that you'll set up a like a shop, a chocolate shop, and sell chocolate to the townsfolk. So
Okay, I might have to look
it
into
looks really
this.
fun. So, but we'll see what happens when it finally comes out. So,
That actually sounds like it'd be a lot of freaking fun.
yeah,
Ugh. So you just pretty much slept in today and watched Willy Wonka, huh?
Pretty. That's just about all I did. So, excuse
Not
me.
bad, not bad. I have to at some point decide to. I have to watch Wonka and then go into Willy Wonka.
Yeah, that I was kind of thinking that myself. I was like, I wonder what if they would feel connected if I just watched that one and then turn around and immediately watch like the original. So,
Yeah,
like,
because like I know you'll, it'll be a cinema, the graphics and stuff will be a little bit of a shock
yeah,
change, but like, I can get that's easy to just like okay, whatever.
yeah.
Uh, because to me the movie still holds up.
Oh yeah,
Like
I still love
honestly, it
the
could
Wonka.
easily be remastered and the shading in the back, all the shading could be changed and this and that,
Yeah,
and it could feel more like a uh crisp, movie that we make nowadays. Just copying like it'd be like somebody just took our current film and copied an old style of filming.
yeah,
But yeah, I want to see how well they line up to each other.
yeah. I've done that before with the movie Oz and the Great and Powerful. I watched that
Yeah.
movie and then literally turned around and watched The Wizard of Oz to see if I could kind of if they felt connected to me. And yeah, the new switching back to an old, of course, it is fair to say that that's a 1930s movie. At least Willy
Yeah.
Wonka is a 70s movie, so it might be a little easier, I think. But yeah, so it was a little jarring though to switch from that to that. But yeah, story wise, I could kind of see the connection. It worked pretty well. So
Hmm. Yeah. I mean, it's kind of easy to do when you have a character that's not really known about in the in the movie. Like, because again, with like Willy Wonka, the only thing we knew was he's a great chocolatier that made this big ass chocolate factory, and
right,
he's looking for his,
he's looking for somebody to pass it on to. Yeah, so,
yeah, and we don't really know much about him. So when you make Wonka,
right. The movie's more about Charlie than it really is about Wonka. So
yeah, so when you make make a prequel for that one with Wonka, you just have to make sure you end with him meeting Oompa Loompas and successfully starting a chocolate factory.
yeah,
Because like with Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, you couldn't make a prequel movie for that.
yeah. That movie kind of is the movie and a prequel, sort of
Yeah.
mixed into one. You could argue. So
So to make a prequel movie of that one, for that one, you'd have to make sure to really pay attention to what they did with the original movie.
yeah, yeah. You would almost if to make a prequel to that movie, you'd almost have to go back and just add more details to the flashback scenes. So
Yeah,
that's
like you'd have to like because in the flashback of him leaving,
yeah,
you'd have to pick up after that.
yeah, pretty much.
Because it does have that, if I remember correctly, it does flashback of him packing up his stuff as a kid and leaving.
Yeah, he leaves the house as a kid, uh, and then that's when he slowly starts to travel the world and venture around and stuff like that. Which this movie does that a little bit too. It shows him coming, getting done with his travels, and now he's ready to start his chocolate shop. So,
Yeah.
or he thinks he
So with Charlie, you'd pretty much have to, if you want to make a prequel for Charlie in the Chocolate Factory, you'd have to have him do the adventures and then settle down at his chocolate factory.
yeah, that's about the only way I could think to do it, really.
Because with them having showing so much of that version of Willy Wonka's backstory,
I wonder
I
if they
like,
would if they'd ever make a sequel, the sequel book, because there is a sequel book to Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. The it's Charlie and the Great Glass Elevator, I think it's called,
yeah,
where they travel around in that elevator, what the
hmm,
movie calls the Wonkavator in the '70s version, and
yeah.
and so I was like, I wonder if they'll ever make a movie out of that. I don't know. I guess we'll find out one day. I'm not sure if it would be I mean, I'm not sure if they do it or not because the fact that that book is not as but it's sort of the same thing that has happened to the Wizard of Oz. Like the movie itself is more popular than the book series. So it's
Yeah,
like most of the time when they do anything Oz related, it's usually just another
Honestly,
musical version of that movie, really.
if I was to do so, since they did a, if I was to do a sequel to, the thing is, they can do technically like two for sure, two more movies
Yeah,
for the Gene Wilder and uh the uh I said his name earlier and I forgot it.
oh, Timothy, what's his last
Timothy,
name?
yeah, Charlemagne.
Yeah,
Uh, because what they could do is they could easily make a movie about with Timothy playing as Wonka again and prequel his prequel.
yeah,
Or I guess they could do three because they could also actually show him doing his chocolating stuff and adventures in his chocolate factory
yeah.
before Charlie. And then they could do a movie of his travels and how he learned how to make all these weird chocolates and stuff. And then they could really do a sequel and show Charlie working with Willie and growing up and taking control of the factory and giving him a spin-off adventure.
Yeah. Yeah, from my understanding, there actually was plans to write a third book that was supposed to focus even more on Charlie running the factory, but it never got written. I don't know if the what happened if the writer of the book series died or if he just never got around. I can't remember. I read about it one time and I can't remember exactly what happened. But yeah, there was supposed to be a
Mm,
third book and it never got written. Or maybe it's just because the second book maybe it didn't sell very well, so he decided not to write it. I don't know. So
yeah, I never read Charlie and the Glass Elevator.
yeah, most people don't even know it exists, let alone read it. So
Yeah, I know it exists. I just never read it.
yeah.
Um, this episode is D and chocolate.
D&D and chocolate. Yeah, I could see that. Yeah, D&D and chocolate.
D chocolate.
D&D chocolate.
I don't know. But yeah, I there's a lot. I would love more and showing more of the processes behind Willy Wonka collecting the shit. Like, how does he actually do this?
Yeah,
Like, I want to see the adventures. Because thing is, a lot of these places he goes to, like, people are like, that place doesn't exist. There's no way.
yeah.
But it apparently does.
Well, it does in that world. Yeah,
Like, how does
like
he
Loompa
like?
Land. Yeah,
Yeah, people didn't think Loompa Loompas were real.
yep. There's no such place. Yes, there is.
Yeah,
Mr. Wonka, I teach high school geography, and I can tell you that then you'll know
yeah,
all about it and
exactly.
what a horrible place it is.
Like, why? How did he find these places that and do these things that apparently people in even his own world don't even know about?
Yeah.
I want to know. I want to know your tricks, Mr. Wonka. As someone who has played Willy Wonka on a stage, I do want to know his tricks. Yeah. Honestly, I can never say I hate Willy Wonka, considering I portrayed him for, I think it was 15 shows
Oh wow.
between performing it all week long at school and then performing it at nationals for drama. Yeah.
The only thing about watching that movie is now those songs are going to be stuck in my head for days, probably.
The song that's stuck in my head the most is and it's just the main line of it, scrub scrub. Dun, dun,
Yeah, that one.
dun.
I was humming that one
Scrub, scrub.
for a few scenes. Yeah. I kept getting the it's chocolate song stuck in my head.
Oh yeah,
And it's chocolate.
and it's chocolate. It's chocolate. Then there's chocolate. Uh, I'm gonna have to like. One of these days I'm gonna listen to the songs from Wonka into Willy Wonka.
The songs from Wonka into Willy Wonka.
Yeah, just to see the progression, like because you get the
Oh, the
soundtrack for
songs. Yeah.
Wonka, and just like not only watch the movie, but then listening to the soundtrack from start to finish.
Yeah. Every time I watch the Gene Wilder version, I always get the Golden Ticket song stuck in my head
I got
that
a
him and
golden
Grandpa Joe sing.
ticket.
I can never get that song out of my head for several weeks until every time I watch that movie. I
Your
got a golden
imagination
twinkle.
will
Yeah, oh yeah,
always
that one.
be
Yeah.
embedded in my head. From the amount that I watched that movie as a kid to the amount I had to sing that song, that and the
Oh
Candyman.
God, yeah.
Oh, the Candyman
Candyman
can. The Candyman can, 'cause he mixes it with love.
makes the world taste good.
Tastes good.
Willy Wonka can. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I had the amount I was singing. The Oompa Loompa song is the only part I ever get to stays in my head is just the Oompa
I
Loompa
always get
Doopa Dee Dee.
the Veruca version stuck in my head. Out of all of them, that's the one that I always get. What do you do when your daughter's a brat?
Brat. Yeah, that's what I get too. It's either that or the
Who do
Gustus. What
you
do
have to
you do
blame?
when you
The
guzzle
mother
down
and the
sweets?
father. Yeah.
Yeah, it's that. It's the other two kids, Mike and Violet. I can barely remember theirs, but I can always remember Oompa Loompa Doopa Dee Doo. What do you get? What do you get when you guzzle down sweets? Eating as much as an elephant eats. And then, what do you do when your kid is a brat?
Yeah, the only
Those are the
part
two
about
that
my
are always in my
TV
head.
is I remember what do you get from a lot of TV, I think is what they say.
What do you
Stick in
get
the head
from a
and an
lot of
IQ of
TV?
3. Yeah. Mm,
A stick in the head and an IQ of 3.
yeah. That's the only part I remember. I don't remember the rest of it.
And I don't remember Violet.
Uh,
What do you get?
yeah, I don't
What
remember
is
what
Violet's?
Violet did. Yeah.
Because they all do start with the what do you
Yeah,
get?
because
Because
she's
it's
the one
what do
that
you
puffs
get
up
when you
like the
guzzle down
blueberry.
sweets? What do you get when your kid is a brat? What do you get from watching TV all day?
Probably something gum related, but I don't know. I can't remember what the line is. Mm.
I'm gonna have to look it up. It's, I
It's
love
gonna
how
drive me a
Violet
little
is the
crazy.
only. Yeah, it's gonna drive me crazy.
Yeah, I will admit her character never sticks out of my head all that much out of all of them. So,
Like I don't ever forget the scene of her, blowing up
yeah.
and the annoyingness of her gum chewing. Oompa loompa.
Doopity doo.
Uh, okay. Ah, okay. I've got another puzzle for you. Oompa loompa doompa dee dee. If you were wise, you'll listen to me. Gum chewing's fine when it's once in a while. Stops you from smoking and brightens your smile. But it's repulsive, revolting and wrong. Chewing and chewing all day long. The way that a cow does.
The way that a cow does. That's
I
funny.
love it. And I can always remember their freaking tunes.
Yeah. Yeah, most of pretty much all their songs are about just overdoing things. Like it's okay to do these things, but don't overdo it, basically. So,
Yeah.
my voice.
Uh, Veruca's.
Where she sings her song too before they start singing. I want the world. I want the whole world.
Yeah. What? Who do you blame when your kid is a brat, pampered and spoiled like a Siamese cat? Blaming the kid is a lying a shame. You know exactly who to blame.
The
The
mother
mother
and
and the
the father.
father. I just love the way they do that.
Yep, she was a bad egg.
She's bad nut.
No, that's in the new one. The old one,
Oh
she's a
yeah,
bad egg.
that egg.
Yep.
I always get that mixed up because it's just, dude, it was fun doing the play because I built the stage.
Oh, really?
'Cause I also worked as the crew
Hmm.
uh, between practices and stuff. And we built platforms that were where the eggs would have been laid. And when the girl that was playing her, she walked up on there, and we actually had a guy behind the wall hit the trigger and drop her down.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, we actually dropped her down onto a mat.
Yeah.
Yeah, when she dropped though, we had a little thing in there she can for her to scream in to make it sound like she's just falling,
Yeah.
like just basically a pipe for her to scream through.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was fun. I love designing that stage, and
Mhm.
I think my favorite song in that also would have to be the uh the Chocolate River song when they're riding down the Chocolate River. The
Oh, yeah. There's no way of knowing which way we're going.
there's no knowing where we're going. There's no earthly way to know. So we're
Yeah. Willy Wonka
simply
starts to kind of lose
to
his mind
and
when he's singing that song.
froing, slowly getting vertigo to the. I always mix up which one's for each of the north, east, west, and south because it's been so long since it's done. But yeah, we did that when we did that one. We actually made a wooden boat for everyone to be in, and all the people that were playing as the Oompa Loompas,
Hmm.
their original orange face paint that we had on them was all neon. It could glow in the, and we just all the lights shut off and we did purple lights,
Oh, really?
so everything was glowing. All the paint as we had them. The Oompa Loompas were using the boat, where the cut out of the boat that we made as like it was rolling, and all the actors that were playing the characters, me and the others were on the other side of it. Yeah,
Hmm. Excuse me.
I love little trade stage tricks. Fucking hell. I'm giving myself a fucking stroke. 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 Ugh.
Well,
Don't
on
worry, folks. I'm losing my mind here today.
that, just like Wonka did in that one scene. Yeah.
Ah.
But yeah, on that note, I guess that's about all the time we got today. So,
Well, I guess comment down below what was your favorite scene from all three of the Wonka movies,
oh
whether it
yeah.
be Wonka, Willy Wonka, or Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. Also, if you enjoy D&D, let us know your favorite character that you ever designed, and of course, comment like with the comment part, like, subscribe on YouTube, follow on Spotify, download this asshole's game, please.
What the heck?
He won't stop whining about it when we meet up at work.
I don't even think I've brought it up in several weeks.
Anyways, with that being said, hope everyone has had a lovely 2025 so far, and see you next time. Bye.